Most people don't notice it at first. It starts small. A name on the tip of your tongue, a task you walked into a room to do and suddenly forgot, an email you meant to send but didn't. We usually laugh it off. Just stress, too much on my mind. Everyone forgets things sometimes. But what if daily forgetfulness isn't random at all? What if it's a quiet signal, your brain asking for help? Over the past few decades, modern life has changed faster than the human brain ever evolved to handle. We're exposed to constant notifications, endless information, artificial lighting, poor sleep cycles, and chronic mental overload. While our bodies adapted to convenience, our brains paid a hidden price. Studies have shown that cognitive performance, including memory, focus, and mental clarity, can begin to decline far earlier than most people expect. Not at retirement age, not in old age, but sometimes as early as the late 20s or 30s. And the scariest part? It doesn't feel dramatic. It feels normal. People don't wake up one day unable to think. Instead, they experience subtle changes, slower recall, difficulty concentrating, mental fatigue that coffee no longer fixes, a persistent fog that makes even simple tasks feel heavier than they should. For centuries, memory was considered a fixed trait. You either had a sharp mind or you didn't. But modern neuroscience tells a very different story. The brain is not static. It's alive, adaptable, and constantly changing, for better or worse. At the center of this process are neural connections. Every thought, memory, and decision relies on communication between billions of neurons. When these connections are strong and efficient, thinking feels effortless. When they weaken, the result is hesitation, distraction, and forgetfulness. One of the biggest threats to this system is inflammation and oxidative stress. These are silent processes triggered by poor nutrition, lack of sleep, environmental toxins, and prolonged mental strain. Over time, they interfere with neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers responsible for memory and focus. Another overlooked factor is nutrient deficiency. The brain consumes a disproportionate amount of the body's energy. It depends on specific compounds to maintain clarity, protect neurons, and support communication speed. When those nutrients are missing, the brain doesn't shut down. It adapts by slowing down. This is why so many people describe feeling less sharp rather than truly impaired. The brain is conserving resources. Real people experience this every day. A professional who once thrived in meetings now struggles to follow long conversations. A parent forgets appointments they never used to miss. A student rereads the same page over and over, unable to absorb the information. The emotional toll is often heavier than the cognitive one. Forgetfulness creates self-doubt. People begin to question their intelligence, their reliability, even their identity. Confidence quietly erodes. Many try to solve the problem with stimulants, more caffeine, energy drinks, quick fixes that spike alertness but do nothing for long-term brain health. The result is a cycle of highs and crashes, leaving the brain more exhausted than before. But supporting the brain doesn't require extreme measures. It starts with understanding that cognitive health is built daily through consistent habits and proper support. Simple actions matter. Quality sleep allows the brain to clear metabolic waste. Mental breaks restore neurotransmitter balance, and targeted nutrition provides the raw materials the brain needs to function optimally. This is where science becomes practical. Certain natural compounds have been studied for their role in supporting memory, focus, and neural protection. Ingredients that help reduce oxidative stress, improve blood flow to the brain, and support neurotransmitter function. When combined thoughtfully, these compounds don't force the brain into overdrive. Instead, they help it return to a state of balance, where clarity feels natural again. Some people describe it as lifting a fog. Others say their thoughts feel organized for the first time in years. Not a sudden surge of energy, but a steady sense of mental presence. Of course, no solution is magic, and anyone promising instant genius is selling fantasy, not science. Cognitive improvement is gradual, personal, and dependent on consistency. That's why alternatives like extreme stimulants or complicated protocols often fail. They demand too much and give too little. They treat symptoms, not systems. In recent years, however, a different approach has gained attention, one focused on supporting the brain at a foundational level, using carefully selected nutrients designed specifically for cognitive health. This is where Neuroprime enters the conversation. Rather than acting as a stimulant, Neuroprime was designed to support memory, focus, and mental clarity by nourishing the brain itself. Its formula is built around natural ingredients commonly associated with brain support without relying on harsh chemicals or addictive stimulants. For many users, the appeal isn't hype, it's simplicity, a daily habit aimed at long-term brain health rather than short-term excitement. People who've tried it often report feeling more mentally present, less scattered, and more confident in their ability to focus. It's important to be clear, results vary from person to person. Neuroprime is not a cure, a treatment, or a guarantee. It's a supplement intended to support cognitive function as part of a healthy lifestyle. If you're curious and want to explore this further, you'll find the official Neuroprime program linked in the description below. Always check the official source, review the ingredients, and decide whether it aligns with your needs. Daily forgetfulness doesn't define you. It doesn't mean you're failing. Often, it means your brain is asking for care in a world that rarely slows down. Clarity isn't something you chase. It's something you rebuild, one thoughtful choice at a time. And sometimes the most powerful change begins with simply paying attention to what your mind has been trying to tell you all along.